Hi, please kindly subscribe to this channel, One Forum News, for the best analysis on politics, crime, security, and historical facts. Today, let us look at the life and assassination of rebel leader John Garang of Sudan. Dr. John Garang was born June 23rd, 1945, and died July 30th, 2005. He was a Sudanese politician and revolutionary leader from 1983 to 2005. He led the Sudan People's Liberation Army (SPLA) after the Second Sudanese Civil War. A developmental economist by profession, Garang is regarded as the founding father and symbol of unity in today's South Sudan. He was a member of the Dinka ethnic group and was born into a poor family in the Upper Nile region of Sudan. An orphan by the age of 10, he had his fees for school paid by a relative. In 1962, he joined the First Sudanese Civil War, but because he was so young, the leaders encouraged him and others of his age to seek for education. And because of the ongoing fighting in their country, Garang was forced to complete his secondary education in Tanzania, which is a neighboring country to their countries, Sudan. After winning a scholarship, he went to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics in 1969 from Grinnell College in Iowa, United States of America. He was later offered another scholarship to pursue graduate studies at the University of California, Berkeley, but chose to return to Tanzania and study East African agricultural economics as a Thomas J. Watson Fellow at the University of Dar es Salaam. At the University of Dar es Salaam, he was a member of the University Students African Revolutionary Front. However, Garang soon decided to return to Sudan and join the rebels, which was a U-turn from his academic pursuit. In 1970, Garang was one of the batches of Gordon soldiers, the then leader of Anyanya Liberation Movement. He was sent to Israel for military training. The Civil War ended with the Addis Ababa Agreement of 1972, and Garang, like many rebels, was absorbed into the Sudanese military. For 11 years, he was a career soldier and rose from the rank of captain to colonel after taking the infantry officer's advanced course at Fort Benning, Georgia, United States of America. During this period, he took 4 years academic leave and received a master's degree in agricultural economics from Iowa State University. This proved that by all standards, Garang was an academic professional or was a great educationist. In 1981, he earned a PhD in economics from Iowa State University. This is very great. And this is something that most rebel leaders have not been able to achieve, but he has been able to achieve. This is a great feat and a very great feather in his cap. By 1983, now Colonel Garang was serving as a senior instructor in the military academy in Wadi Sayana, where he instructed the cadets for more than 4 years. Later, he was nominated to serve in the military research department at the Army HQ in Khartoum. Garang was a strong advocate for national unity. What this means is minorities together formed a majority and therefore should rule. This was something that he had in high esteem and was ready to die for. Together, Garang believed they could replace President Omar al-Bashir with a government made up of representatives from all tribes and religions in Sudan. For the records, as we all know, Sudan happens to be dominated by the Muslims. But Garang is of the view that as a Christian, they also have, or there is a need for them to have a say in governance and whatever happened to them in decision making for the country. His first real effort for the cause under his command occurred in July 1985 with the SPLA's incursions into Kordofan. He became a serious rebel leader with the SPLA. The SPLA gained the backing of Libya, Uganda, and Ethiopia. Garang and his army control a large part of the southern regions of the country, named New Sudan. Critics, however, suggested financial motivations to his rebellion, noting that much of the Sudan's oil wealth lies in the south of the country, where he's coming from and his other colleagues of the SPLA are coming from. The conflict brought a lot of hardships on the civilians, and some became internally displaced and others refugees in other neighboring countries. At one point, there were leadership misunderstandings between Garang and senior SPLA commanders Riek Machar and Lam Akol in August 1991. The splinter group led by Machar and Akol was named the SPLA Nasser. This resulted into Bao massacre, which raised civilians and did expose the deep ethnic divides within the SPLA. After years of fights and killings in Sudan, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement of 2005 was signed, and Garang was made the first vice president of Sudan. He was made the president or the vice president, the first vice president of Sudan for just 3 weeks until his death in a helicopter crash on July 30th, 2005. He was returning from Uganda on a Ugandan presidential helicopter. This raises a lot of issues because he was alleged to be having some sort of friendship with the then and the current Ugandan president, President Yoweri Museveni. Now the question is, who killed Dr. John Garang of Sudan? He came, he saw, he was well educated, but at the end, he died in a plane crash. And not a plane crash as the first vice president of Sudan or South Sudan that he dreamed about, but as the first vice president who died in a different helicopter owned by Uganda. That's a presidential helicopter. But may his soul rest in perfect peace. Please kindly subscribe to this channel, One Forum News, for the best analysis on politics, crime, security, and historical facts. Thank you.